up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the Make Thick month. David Benavidez, get this, injured. David Benavidez confirms he is returning to super middleweight. Benavidez was content with his performance moving up in weight to defeat Alexander Volchnik, but now could face a frustrating period on the sidelines. He says, "I'm just so happy for this moment. About a month ago, I had a torn ligament in my hand. It was injured and I got a cut on my eye, but I said, F it. I'm going to keep pushing through. I can't cancel this event. That's the reason I wasn't throwing so much in this fight, because my hand is messed up, but we still dominated. We still won every single round against a great ex-champion, and I'm happy. I'm just happy for the victory and just happy to keep pushing forward and keep dominating this light heavyweight division." And Volchnik was game, though, throughout, and could have made a case for winning several of the later rounds. But Benavidez said that he would not rule out dropping back to 168 in search of championship gold. He said, "I definitely want to invoke my mandatory right." He added, "It's something that for the past 3 years is rightfully mine. So like I said, this was the perfect opportunity for me to come up and win another interim belt. But I still make 168 easy. So we're still looking to come back to 168. And he also stated, he said, "My power felt good, but by the third round, my hand was already messed up. And then I kept trying to use the right, but that got messed up too. I dominated the fight. Even with the hand hurting, I kept hurting him. I kept hurting him to the body early in the fight, but I was looking for the left with my hand kind of open. I couldn't really do much. I feel it does translate to this weight." And let me counterpunch. I didn't see David Benavidez throw any less than he threw in his last fights. Not calling him a liar or whatever, but it does sound like a kind of an excuse, an explanation on why he didn't do what he normally did at 168. But as he just said, I feel it does translate to this weight. So guess what, Mr. Benavidez, make thick month. I think you're fighting bigger guys, and I think because of that, you're not getting those knockouts. Yeah, he might have had a torn ligament and stuff might be, I don't doubt that, but it didn't stop him from knocking people out. In fact, he was loading up on a lot of shots. As live streamed, we were going through this fight together. I was saying that, hey, why is he loaded up on so many shots? I mean, he was loading up on the left hook. And if you think, if his wrist or ligament in his hand was that open or whatever, he wouldn't be loading up on shots like that. He would just be trying to smoothly land it, naturally when it was available to land, or the spot or the hole was open in Volchnik's defense to get hit, not load up on big ass shots. I don't think that's the case. Okay. And again, him saying that, hey, I'm definitely looking to go back to 168. I think David Benavidez is still looking for that Canelo money, because I think styles make fights, and I think the weight class of the cash cow, which is Canelo Alvarez, he wants to not overlook or not miss that opportunity. And I say to David Benavidez this: sometimes you can look in areas where your blessings are not there, and you keep looking in that particular area, then the area that you should be, 175, may not be there. But I'll say this: maybe he's saying, and he's leaving that open for 168 because he knows that fighting guys his size are not really ideal, especially when it comes to showing guys or people, audiences, that he can knock people out, because that didn't happen yesterday. Now, did he hurt him to the body? Well, we seen it red. I seen good body shots planted in that liver, but I didn't see him fold up or cringe. Now, he did take some walks around the park. Okay, he did do that. But that doesn't convey that those body punches were hurting him. Maybe something else was hurting him. But he was landing good body punches. But him saying that, hey, I hurt him a lot and this, that, and the other. Honestly, that's the first performance from David Benavidez when I haven't seen a savage ending from David Benavidez. So he's like 29-0 with 24 KOs. And, you know, we thought he was going to be 29-0 with 25 KOs, you know, when entering the division. But I'll leave you guys with this. I think it's rather strange for him to say, well, hey, I'm injured, I got this going on, but I'm welcoming to go back to 168. Anytime when you hear stuff like that, it makes you wonder on why, you know, his decision on going back to where he was. He said, I can still make it easy. But then again, what's really there for you? The IBF? Well, I mean, what are they going to do for you? They're not going to get you a belt or get you an opportunity to fight Canelo, because Canelo has every other belt except the IBF now because he's relinquishing the title. So you can't go that way. How about this, David? How about the WBC that lets everyone do anything that makes millions of dollars organization? We be crooks, we be cunts, we be whatever. Why didn't they help you? So they're not going to help you because Canelo Alvarez, with the salaries and the fight purses that he makes, that 3% of what he makes will always be more than what you would make. So even if you fought Canelo Alvarez, which they won't allow because of that reason, you wouldn't make enough for them. And they know that. That's why they wouldn't grant you what you want. You're the interim, sure, cool, or whatever. But it shows you this. Him thinking about going back to 168 has nothing to do with him being injured. See, that was just something to cushion the whole idea of the Mexican Manta on why he didn't get a knockdown, why he didn't get a knockout, stuff like that, because he was hitting, he was hitting that guy, but that guy was a bigger guy. You hit someone bigger and you fight closer to your walking around weight, which is your natural weight. That's what happens. You're fighting somebody your own damn size, and people just really caught on to that. Like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. Listen, he said, I feel it does translate to this weight. That's all that really means. And was Volchnik a better fighter? No, he was 10 years older. So no, he didn't win. But what didn't he do? He didn't get that knockdown. He didn't get that knockout against someone bigger. Canelo found that shit out going to 168 to 175. He found out the hard way. When he went up there, yeah, he stopped old drunk-ass Kovalev. He sure did. But Kovalev was washed up and boozed out. Then what did he do? He tried to take on the WBA champion, Bruce Lee in boxing gloves, I call him, Dmitry Bivol. And he paid for it. And Bivol boxed him from rounds 1 to 12. And the punches that he loaded up on, Canelo Alvarez didn't really do anything to Bivol. Bivol, I didn't feel the punch, really. He didn't feel the power come for someone that's small. And David felt and found that out last night. Okay? That's the issue with that whole scenario. So if he fights someone that's faster, that's better, that punches harder, he may be in trouble, because to credit for David Benavidez took those Volchnik shots, but guess what? Volchnik's not a really identified heavy puncher. He's not a Joe Smith. He's not a Artur Beterbiev. He's none of those guys. Okay? So the question you ask yourself, if he gets hit with those guys that are walking around or coming in on fight night at about a 185, 190, could he be able to take those shots as well? The speed, the skill, all that's there. And that chin held up. So again, credit to David Benavidez for taking those shots at 175. But the shots that he had in return and he gave back didn't affect those fighters like 168. And I think that's an easy decision to think about the possibility of going back because you like the outcome of what you did at 168. But you guys tell me what you think of David Benavidez willing to go back to 168. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.